If you're struggling with tinnitus and feel like nothing is working, you're probably making this one mistake that is keeping you stuck. You've tried sound therapy, supplements, even meditation, but your tinnitus is still as loud and bothersome and it's driving you crazy. All right, welcome guys to another video on my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you the number one mistake that most of the people I work with make that stops people from habituating and how you personally can avoid it. Welcome. Yeah, hello and welcome back to the video. My name is Tinnitus Coach Friede. I was born deaf in my left ear. I have a hearing aid and a severe high-pitched tinnitus for 16 years now. And today I want to get into what the biggest problem is with your tinnitus and why it is keeping you stuck. The biggest mistake for many of my clients is that they focus on getting rid of tinnitus rather than retraining their brain to habituating and not being bothered by tinnitus. So the problem is that the more you try to eliminate your tinnitus, the more your brain fixates on it. Because your brain is smart, you have evolved to be a smart human being, and your brain is constantly checking whether you are reaching or getting closer to reaching your goal, e.g. eliminating your tinnitus. So that in turn triggers the fight or flight response, which in the end makes your tinnitus seem even louder. And instead of working with your brain's neuroplasticity, and we have quite a few videos on this channel in how you can work with neuroplasticity in order to get better with your tinnitus, you are reinforcing the stress response every time you perceive your tinnitus. And as tinnitus is chronic, most of us can hear tinnitus 24/7. So it's like trying to force yourself to sleep. The more you try, the harder you try, the harder it gets to actually really fall asleep, because you can't really force yourself to sleep. It's when you let go that you can fall asleep. One of the major shifts that I see from my clients, and what we say in acceptance and commitment therapy, is accepting that you have tinnitus. It's a benign body sensation, like your heartbeat or like your breathing, but it is nothing to be worried about. Yes, you are severely stressed out, but that is an emotional reaction to your tinnitus. Your main problem is not the tinnitus. Your main problem is the emotional reaction. And instead of trying to fight your tinnitus, your goal is going to shift to getting to habituation, meaning your brain understands that tinnitus is not dangerous, that it can stop constantly tuning into it, and that then little by little the tinnitus goes into the background and you become one of the many millions of people who experience but who are not bothered by their tinnitus. So rather than trying to find a solution to get rid of your tinnitus, you're teaching your brain that tinnitus is not a threat and that it can be there and you can live a happy and healthy life despite the presence of your tinnitus. And now I want to give you a few examples of how you can break this cycle, because it is incredibly important that you're able to get out of your constant stress response in order to feel better with your tinnitus. And the very first step is awareness and acceptance. It is really important that you are aware of the fact that you experience tinnitus, which is a benign body symptom that 20 to 30% of the population experience. And as your ENT or audiologist said, it in and of itself is not a threat. So you don't need to mask it, you don't need to get rid of it, you don't need to avoid it, you just need to live with it, and you need to acknowledge that the sound is there, but you do not need to have an emotional reaction to it. That's easier said than done, and inside our club at mytinnitus.club, we have weekly group coaching sessions with a group of amazing people from all over the world. I will show it to you in a little bit. And we show you what you need to be doing in order to, get these neuroplastic changes in your brain to create new neural pathways that your brain starts responding differently to tinnitus, and you go from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. And if you want to join us, then go to www.mytinnitus.club for a 7-day free trial, and we'd love to see you there. The second thing that we do is cognitive reframing. So for example, diffusion, working with, thoughts are just thoughts. I always say, I could have just won the lottery. Would be nice to have won 10 million euros in the lottery, but I haven't, so I don't have 10 million euros in my bank account. And as nice as that thought may be, and it might even create some happiness hormones inside of me, and I'd be like, oh yeah, maybe I'm buying one of those GT3 RS Porsches up there if I ever have that kind of money. Probably not, but maybe I would. And it's super important to know that thoughts and feelings are thoughts and feelings, and that thoughts influence feelings. And when you have these feelings inside your body, your brain's like, oh, well, I'm having these thoughts and these feelings because of my tinnitus, so naturally the tinnitus is terrible, I need to get rid of it. And that is standing in your way of habituation. So the second thing is we use acceptance and commitment therapy techniques to help you to acknowledge that thoughts are thoughts and feelings are feelings, but neither of them are the original fact, which is tinnitus, the physiological experience of a sound. And then you can distance yourself from your thoughts and feelings and experience that your life is still livable. And in fact, you can live your life happy and healthy despite the presence of even severe tinnitus, like in my case. I can go over a 4-lane street, I take out my hearing aid and my tinnitus gets very, very loud. I'm not bothered by it. I'm absolutely okay with it. I love what I do. I love my coaching. I love my community. And my tinnitus has, in fact, brought me to being able to do that. And I am grateful for that as well. So the third one is mindful exposure. The third step that I want to share with you is mindful exposure. And you should stop masking your tinnitus 24/7, because what you do is you're basically only avoiding the thoughts and feelings that come with it. And when you mask it constantly, then your brain can't really get used to it. And in the German ENT treatment guidelines, I made a video about this like 2 weeks ago. It is not recommended to use masking or sound therapy, as it is not shown in studies that it has a scientific effect and a beneficial long-term effect on your habituation journey. The fourth part is refocus your attention. It's when you engage in meaningful activities, your hobbies, being with friends and family, doing stuff that you love, that your brain learns that the tinnitus can be there at all times and you don't have to be bothered by it. And you can continue living your life in exactly the way that you want, despite the presence of your tinnitus. And then your brain learns that tinnitus is in fact not as dangerous as it's made it out to seem. And you can slowly but steadily get better with your tinnitus, and your brain learns not to constantly be tuning into it. Which is when you start to habituate, because your brain basically gets bored by tinnitus. You're not focusing on it anymore, and it goes into the background. So I want to share some stuff today, also from the club and recent success stories that I've already shared in my live session last week. So let me just share my screen with you guys. So here we are inside mytinnitus.club, and I just wanted to share with you some of the success stories that have recently been posted into our community. We have a success story space where people write down what has been going well for them from all the practices that we teach them here inside mytinnitus.club. And Aggie, for example, says, I'm just sitting in class while they are reading and writing and it's extremely quiet. I just had to think back about setting exams in the beginning of my journey. Back then I was always close to crying during those quiet times because my tea was so horrifying, but now I nearly forgot it existed. I'm so happy. And we had 8 more comments here, and you can see that I'm proud that I don't care about my changes in my tea or parts of tea getting louder. I've collected enough evidence to know I'll be able to cope anyways. My success has basically been my whole week, where I haven't cared for more than about 5 minutes about my tea. Oh, and pretty major promotion at work, but the tea progress is worth more for me. Ariel, I've been able to get the week without compulsively thinking about my ringing. I've even had some pretty long periods of time where I forgot I had it again. I'm so thankful for all I've learned in this club, and I know it's helped me get this far. The value-based living has really hit hard with me, and I'm trying my hardest to get back to living like I did before my tinnitus showed up. I was able to get back to playing football this weekend after many months of lacking the motivation. I've also been able to more consistently listen to music again with pure enjoyment these last couple of weeks. This is progress. Success has lied, I believe, in my pursuit of value-based living despite my discomfort. So success has lied, I believe, in my pursuit of value-based living despite my discomfort. Yes. So doing meaningful things despite the fact that you're experiencing discomfort and that sometimes tinnitus is really difficult for you. Despite that, you do what's meaningful and important for you. So, you know, my success of the last week is that my tea is less bothersome and I can enjoy all the things I do more. Also in the mornings when I wake up, I'm much better because this I use all the tools I learned in this community. Thanks to you all. Now it's important for me to hold on and believe in myself that I can do it. And they will do it. So I'm super happy and grateful. So if you want to be part of our community, then what you can do is just simply go to www.mytinnitus.club and sign up for your free 7-day trial. So you just click on, you can watch some of the videos here where I present a little bit about the community. You click on join now, you choose any of these packages here, and you get started inside our online tinnitus club. So what I want to teach you today and what I wanted to share with you today is the number one and biggest mistake that people with tinnitus make, that people with tinnitus who want to work with me make, is that they're looking to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed, and thereby they amplify and create a vicious cycle of anxiety, fear, and dread. And the number one thing that you should be doing is learning how to habituate, to use the neuroplastic abilities of your brain in order to naturally go from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. And here's a few extra things. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because it really helps me as a young creator, a solo entrepreneur, to get this message out to all those people, to thousands of people out there who deal with tinnitus. And in the link in the description to this video and in the comments, there will be a link where you can find more information, such as my free 4-day email course to tinnitus, as well as the digital relief package for $10, or an emergency coaching session, or getting subscribed to my coaching waitlist and getting a one-on-one coaching with me. And I hope that this I hope that this video was useful for you. Please, if you want to, comment below what is the biggest challenge currently for you with your tinnitus, so I know and I can make and talk about it in my next video or the live. Next week we'll have a live event with Guy, the tinnitus guy from the US. He has a big YouTube channel with 10,000 plus subscribers as well, and we'll be going live next week, but I will announce it very shortly. So thank you for tuning in. I hope it was useful. Go to habituate.online to find out more information, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys.